All right, so here we go into set number 1. Yo, Ironman, no need to introduce them. We have seen plenty of them ever since they were previously known as IAF Professional. So that was actually their name during the open season. Whereas their opponents, Mind Freak, they might have been there since the open season. My memory is not serving me well today, but Mind Freak, I haven't seen them around ever. I mean, looking at their clan tag, Fury is a clan tag that is familiar to me. I mean, yeah. I saw a Team Fury during the open season, and this might be like a revamped team, which, you know, they just changed the name and maybe a couple of their members. But yeah, I mean, Mind Freak, a fairly new team compared to their opponents, Yo Ironman. You know, definitely having more to prove, I have to say, in this matchup.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even comparing to Yo Ironman's, like, their record and stuff, how they were champion in week 5 and then runners up, and they always get to the Masters. Just a very, very solid team, maybe top 10 teams here that we have in this season. And just Mind Freak, they definitely have something to prove, like you were saying. They're the team, they're the underdogs. They have to prove to everyone else that they can take it from Yo Ironman and knock Yo Ironman out of regular season, which would be a very hard feat, but it definitely is possible.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, if they can knock out Yo Ironman, that's really, you know, saying a statement right there, you know, just in that self. And, you know, looking at the tank selection real quick, on Mind Freak's side, they did go for a much lighter setup compared to Yo Ironman. They went with 3 of those elite light tank scouts plus 2 T69, so definitely a lot more mobility. However, if it comes to a frontal engagement here, they could be in a little bit of trouble. Although their opponents, Yo Ironman, they went with only a slightly heavier setup. I mean, they have 2 T32s plus a T69 and 2 AMX 13. So, I mean, it's only really like 2 tanks that are different right there. So, I mean, as long as they can take care of those T32s, then Mind Freak should have no problem with taking the set. But it's really going to come down to those T32s, honestly.
Yeah, it really is. And the thing about those heavier tanks, the way to take them out if you have a lighter and more mobile setup is you have to get them spread out. You can't fight them 1-on-1, 5-on-5, whatever. You have to get them spread out. You have to use your mobility and come around the back, go around the sides, even run around the tank. We've seen that sometimes when it's 1-on-1, you know. But you got to use this mobility in order to get them. Yeah. And that will rely on forcibly splitting up your opponents, which is a very hard feat, but it is definitely possible, and it seems like that's what Mind Freak wants to do.
Yeah, Mind Freak are definitely trying to split up the members of Yo Ironman, because as long as Yo Ironman stay grouped up, it's going to be really hard for Mind Freak to actually penetrate their front line. So I like how both teams are playing right now. They're both kind of staying grouped up, but look at that. Both T1s get taken out on Mind Freak really early on here, and they're going to lose a lot of vision. They have completely lost vision of the western side and some of this eastern side as well. So they might be going for a push here. Yeah, Student Yaya has been spotted here. Yeah, Mind Freak on a reposition.
Mind Freak doing a very strong repositioning here. They spotted this heavy tank in the middle of this T32. They want to come in on him. All of the 5 tanks are going in at the same time. They are going in for the push here.
Yeah, this is going to be a bloodbath here. They're all going to Student Yaya, and this might be what Mind Freak needs right now. However, they are taking so much damage right now. Look at Lucas taking so much damage. They do manage to take on Student Yaya. Student Yaya goes in, but they do trade for Luca. Yeah, Luca going down. They're going to move on to non-TW here. They're switching focus here. Yeah, my Sweetbreads is taking the damage from the other heavier forces on Yo Ironman. So look at that. They do manage to take out another Ironman tank. Yeah, non-TW going down there, and they have taken a lot of damage. They should be pulling back right now. They can't take more. Look at Joke and Ajax taking down really low, but they are in mobile tanks though, so they should be able to dodge at least a couple of shots right there.
That was an interesting idea. I liked what they were going for, but it seemed just like Yo Ironman was very ready for it. They had a nice arc, and they got a ton of damage onto Mind Freak. It is still pretty close, but they end up losing a couple more of their tanks. Mind Freak does, and they are all very low. So it could have worked. They almost did take out those heavy tanks really quickly without taking much damage, but just a very nice arc and response out of Yo Ironman there.
Yeah, although Mind Freak's push was excellent, although, you know, they took out both of those T32s first, and, you know, that's really what they needed to do, because as long as those T32s are alive, that's so much damage and so much tankiness that team will have available to them. But unfortunately for Mind Freak, the members of Yo Ironman are just grouped up too much, and those T32s were able to to take damage long enough for the other members of your Iron Man to just come back and defend that perfectly. So yeah, just a little bit of a hasty play coming out from Mind Freak. However, they did play really well, and it just came down to a matter of just the slightly better positioning for your Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the idea, especially they lost all their scouting. Like they're not gonna go around there with not much information. Maybe they thought that some of the lighter tanks were up north more and they could go for the T-32s, or they were less protected or something. But